We live in a world awash in information. It flows through the veins of our digital networks. It bursts forth from our screens. It surrounds us like an invisible ocean. But within this vast sea of data, a dangerous current churns misinformation. Like a virus, it spreads, infecting minds, corrupting truths, and jeopardizing our understanding of the world. We must confront this threat. Our future depends on it. Misinformation is not merely disagreeing with a fact or holding a different opinion. It is the deliberate spread of falsehoods, often disguised as truth, to deceive and manipulate. It thrives on our cognitive biases, our inherent desire for simple explanations, and our susceptibility to emotional appeals. Misinformation has real-world consequences. It can lead to poor health decisions, financial scams, and even violence. It erodes the foundations of democracy by undermining trust in institutions and the electoral process. The fight against misinformation is not just about correcting false information. It is about safeguarding our collective intelligence, preserving our shared reality, and protecting the very values that underpin a free and just society. The ancient Greek philosopher Plato recognized the dangers of misinformation centuries ago. In his allegory of the cave, he describes a group of people chained inside a cave, their backs to the entrance. They see only shadows cast on the wall, believing them to be reality. For Plato, misinformation is like the shadows on the cave wall, a distorted perception of reality. He believed that education was the key to breaking free from these chains of ignorance. Through critical thinking, reasoned dialogue, and a pursuit of knowledge, we can escape the cave and emerge into the light of truth. The medieval philosopher Thomas Aquinas viewed truth as a matter of both reason and morality. He argued that lying, in all its forms, is inherently wrong because it violates the natural order of things. For Aquinas, communication should be a vehicle for conveying truth, not distorting it. Aquinas' philosophy offers a clear ethical framework for combating misinformation. It reminds us that spreading falsehoods, even with good intentions, is ultimately harmful. We have a moral obligation to seek truth, to be honest in our communication, and to challenge those who spread deception. Arendt's warning: lies that erode reality. Hannah Arendt, a 20th century political theorist, witnessed firsthand the devastating consequences of propaganda and misinformation during the rise of totalitarian regimes. She warned that political lies, repeated often enough, can create an alternative reality, a world where truth becomes fluid and facts are easily manipulated. Arendt's work reminds us that misinformation is not a new phenomenon. It has been used throughout history by those in power to control narratives, silence dissent, and manipulate the masses. We must be vigilant in guarding against those who seek to distort reality for their own gain. Foucault's lens: power, knowledge, and misinformation. The French philosopher Michel Foucault argued that knowledge is not neutral, it is intertwined with power. He believed that those who control the flow of information have the power to shape our understanding of the world. Foucault's ideas are particularly relevant in the age of social media, where algorithms and platforms can be used to amplify certain narratives while suppressing others. We must critically examine the sources of information we consume and be aware of the hidden agendas that may be shaping what we see and believe. Habermas Dialogues: Reclaiming Public Discourse. Jürgen Habermas, a contemporary philosopher, emphasizes the importance of open and rational public discourse for a healthy democracy. He believes that truth emerges through reasoned debate, where all voices are heard and respected. Misinformation, for Habermas, is a threat to this ideal. It pollutes the public sphere with distortions and half-truths, making it difficult to have meaningful conversations about important issues. We must strive to create spaces for respectful dialogue, where evidence-based arguments take precedence over emotional appeals and personal attacks. Navigating the Labyrinth, a toolkit for truth seekers. The fight against misinformation can feel overwhelming, but we are not powerless. Just as astronomers use telescopes to study the cosmos, we can equip ourselves with tools to navigate the information landscape. We can cultivate media literacy, learning to critically evaluate sources, identify biases, and distinguish between fact and opinion. We can engage in respectful dialogue, challenging misinformation with evidence and empathy. And we can support institutions like libraries and journalism that are committed to providing accurate and reliable information. A call to action, embracing the spirit of inquiry. The universe is filled with mysteries waiting to be unraveled. We must approach the information we encounter with the same curiosity and rigor that scientists bring to their research. Question everything. Seek evidence. Be open to changing your mind when presented with new information. The fight against misinformation is a collective endeavor. It requires each of us to be active participants in shaping a world where truth prevails. By embracing the spirit of inquiry, by demanding accountability from those in power, and by engaging in respectful dialogue, we can build a future where knowledge, not misinformation, lights our way.